Right now, everyone is talking about AI, how to use it, how to prompt it, and how to build apps with it. Because these days, with tools like Claude Code and Lovable and Cursor and Bolt, anyone can build software. Anyone. And that's a massive shift. But here's what most people are getting wrong. AI can help you brainstorm solutions, and it can help you build much faster. But there is a step before building. Before you write a single prompt, you need to understand the problem. And I don't mean understanding the symptom, I mean understanding the system that is producing the symptom in the first place. Because if you solve the symptom, it will definitely come back every single time. You will definitely be playing whack-a-mole. You fix one thing and two new problems arise over there. Before you can actually solve the problem, you definitely need to first understand the system underneath it. Understanding and analyzing that system is called systems thinking. And I think it's one of the most important skills to learn anyway. But now especially in the AI era. I will explain what systems thinking is, why it matters now more than ever, and how it changed the way how I look at every business problem I encounter. Let me start with how I got here. Some of you might know me from this channel. I used to make videos about studying industrial engineering and management in the Netherlands. Day in the life videos, exam weeks, internship days. Since then, a lot has changed. I graduated and I went from studying systems, mainly in theory, to building them in the real world. I'm now head of operations at V88, a company specializing in creating AI native software. We work with a wide variety of companies: telecom, logistics, manufacturing, property management, cleaning companies, and even fashion. All kinds of industries and all kinds of sizes. And the thing that I've learned that matters most, more than any programming language, more than any tool, more than any framework, is the ability to see the system underneath, to walk into a business, to listen to somebody explaining their problem and see not just what they are describing, but the structure that is creating it. That's what industrial engineering taught me to look for, and real world experience actually taught me how to use it. So let me explain what I mean. This is the fun part. Systems thinking sounds academic. It's not. It's actually one of the more simple ideas once you see it. Everything around you is a system. A forest is a system, with the trees, the soil, the water, the insect, the sunlight, all interacting with each other. A city is a system. Roads, buildings, people, utilities, it's all connected. But your body is a system, the restaurant you go to is a system, the way your family organizes daily life, that's a system. And every system, no matter how complex, has three components. The first one is parts. The individual pieces. In a forest, that's trees, the soil, the animals. In a business, that's the people, the tools, the data, the departments. Two is the connections. How those parts relate to and interact with each other. In a forest, tree roots share nutrients through underground networks. In a business, a customer order moves from sales to operations to delivery to invoicing. These connections are usually invisible, but it's also the place where most of the problems occur. And then we have three, and that is purpose. What is the system trying to achieve? A forest purpose is to sustain life. A business purpose is delivering value. If you don't know the purpose, you cannot tell whether the system is working. Now here's the insight that changed quite a few things for me. A system's behavior does not mainly come from its parts. It comes from the interactions between them. Let me make that concrete. Think about a football team. You could take 11 world-class players, put them on the pitch together, and they'd lose to a well-organized third division team. Why? Because the team isn't the players. The team is the passes between them, the movement, the shared understanding of where somebody will be before they even get there. Change the players, but keep the interaction strong, and the team still performs. Keep the players, but break the interactions, and the whole thing will probably fall apart. Your business works in a very similar way. You can have great people, great tools, and a great product, and still have a broken system. And once you start looking at the interactions instead of the parts, you can't unsee it. It changes how you look at every problem. I've worked with a wide variety of businesses at this point, all different sectors and all from different sizes. And most of these businesses are doing well. They are profitable, they are growing, they are serving their customers, but almost all of them have the same thing in common. They are leaving a huge amount of potential right there on the table. Not because they are doing something wrong, definitely not, but it's because the system they are running was not intentionally designed. I know for certain that some of them could 2x, 3x their output without hiring more people and probably with less headaches along the way, only if they just had the right system in place. The capacity is there, the people are there, it's the connections between them where most of the time it's leaking. And a lot of the times the conversation starts in the same way. The client tells us what they want, we need an app for this, we need to automate that. And what they are describing is usually well thought out and reasonable. But when I start looking at it from a systems perspective, tracing how information actually flows, how the departments interact, where handoffs happen, we very often uncover things they haven't seen themselves. And this is not because they don't know their business, they know it better than anyone. But when something has worked for a certain amount of years, you stop actively thinking about it. It just becomes how things are done. Systems thinking helps you to step back and look at the bigger picture again. The parts, the connections, and the gaps that nobody noticed because they were too close to it. That ability to see clearly and quickly, to sit in a conversation with someone, listen to them describe a problem, and immediately see the system underneath, that's what makes systems thinking so powerful. You know, it's not about spending months on analysis. It's training your eyes to see structure where other people would see chaos. So why does this matter now? Why am I calling it one of the most important skills in the AI era? That's because we are in the middle of a massive shift. As I said earlier, AI is making it possible for everyone to make software. Tools like Claude Code, Cursor, Lovable. Everyone can go from an idea to a working prototype. That's incredible, and it's probably going to keep accelerating. But building an app is not the same as building a system. And I think we will definitely see a shift in where more and more people are going to focus on systems, because now the tools have arrived that we are able to create all of these nice prototypes that can solve a lot of business problems. But building an app is not the same as building a system. An app is one part. A system is how that app interacts with your people, with your data, with your departments, and everything else. And what I'm seeing now, and what we are probably going to see in the future more often, is that AI solutions get built on top of systems that were never really designed properly. They are solving symptoms instead of solving the real problem. And this is something I've seen so many times, and that is that the organization is going to end up with more tools and more complexity instead of less. Here is a concrete example. Imagine a company that uses AI to automate their email follow-up, which happens very often. Sounds really smart, but their sales pipeline has no clear stages. Their CRM data is a mess. 3 different people are contacting the same lead because they don't see it from each other. Now AI is sending beautifully written emails into complete chaos. You haven't solved the problem. You have scaled it. This is what happens when you skip the systems thinking step. You automate a broken process, and now it's just a broken process that runs faster. And this is why I believe we are going to see a specific role become more and more important. Not the app builder, because anyone can build apps now. It's the system builder. Someone who understands how all the pieces of an organization connect, how departments interlink, and how data flows from the moment a customer reaches out to the moment they are served, invoiced, and followed up with. Someone who can look at the whole picture and knows what to actually solve before anyone starts building anything. The building part is something anybody can learn now. The seeing part and the thinking part, that skill is getting more rare and more valuable. Now, before I wrap up this video, I want to be honest about something, because systems thinking can also be a trap. It's really tempting that once you start seeing systems anywhere, to stay in the thinking phase forever, to keep analyzing, keep mapping, keep looking for more connections and deeper patterns. It feels productive, but at some point it becomes a way to avoid doing actually something. So here's what I've learned. Think longer and deeper than you would normally do. That's the value. Most people jump solutions way too fast. Systems thinking slows you down just enough to actually understand the problem. But at a certain point, you need to step out of it. Make a decision based on what you have seen. Build something, test it, because once you start building, you uncover things you could never have found by just thinking. New parts of a system reveal themselves, interactions you didn't expect will show up, and then you iterate. The best system builders aren't the ones that are thinking the longest. They are the ones who think just enough to make the first good move and then learn from what happens next. That's what this channel is about now. I'm going to share what I've learned from building real systems for real businesses, how to see patterns, how to understand how some things work, and how some things break, and how to design something better. I'm working on a series called Building Your Own Business OS, where I will take you from the absolute basics, what data is, how things connect, all the way how to design a complete system and then how to build it. If that sounds interesting, please stay, and then I would like to say see you in the next one.